Fantastic stage win. And Ben Healy into yellow. First Irish rider to be in the yellow jersey since
1987.
1987. That's incredible.
And only the fourth Irishman to wear yellow.
And the first Irishman ever?
Shea Elliott, 1963. And then 1983, Sean Kelly for one day. But he's following a very, very good line of people.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Move Podcast. I'm Lance Armstrong, joined by Sir Bradley Wiggins and Mr. George Hincapie down there to the left. And also today, we are joined by Johan Bruyneel. Johan, can you hear us?
Hi, guys. How are you doing?
Great to have you. I know you have, and I'm really curious of your thoughts today, just from a strategy standpoint, primarily with these two teams, UAE and Visma.
We got our boy Spencer here.
We got, of course, This is a lot. There's a lot to keep.
Yeah, we got 5 of us today.
There's a lot for the kid from Plano to keep up with. Incredible win by Simon Yates, following up on really what's been a tremendous season for him, winning the Tour of Italy, coming back. Had not looked that good in the first half of this tour. Really, it's been a week, a little over a week. Fantastic stage win. And Ben Healy into yellow. First Irish rider to be in the yellow jersey since
1987.
1987. That's incredible.
And only the fourth Irishman to wear yellow.
And the first Irishman ever?
Shea Elliott, 1963. And then 1983, Sean Kelly for one day. But he's following a very, very good line of people.
As is the case each and every day. The Today Show brought to you by Ketone IQ, presented by Ketone IQ. George, I know we had dinner last night, and you were going pretty hard on the grape juice.
How'd you sleep? I slept like a baby.
Same here. I slept like a baby as well.
So last night, Matt gave me this stuff at dinner, and I actually took it before I went to bed. It tasted great, and I had my best sleep score on my Oura Ring, which I'm realizing I just left in my car, on my Oura Ring since I got to Aspen, which, as you know, sleep struggles here, but best sleep score since I got here.
Same. My buddy Matt from the feed actually created it to fix his own sleep problems. And it's called the Dream Shot. And
I forgot how good it feels to sleep so good, so soundly.
Yeah, it launches today on the feed. You heard it here first. World premiere on the feed. You heard it on the move.
So as I get older, it gets harder and harder to sleep. When I was 20, 34 years ago, I didn't even think about sleep. But even young Sir Bradley here needs help sleeping.
Well, do you know what I liked about it? That there was no pills, no melatonin.
It's tart cherry, magnesium, a few more things, and something that's really cool. Matt said there's a secret new peptide that stops you from waking up and puts you back to sleep if you do.
Well, tart cherry is the hot new thing in the Tour this year. You see all the riders, included Tadej, Jonas, drinking it right after the stage, and they say it helps reduce inflammation.
Don't forget to feed the animals. But what I did notice last night was that when I woke up to go to the bathroom, like when you get to my age, you do that a lot in the middle of the night, I fell right back asleep. It wasn't a problem at all.
Well, I'm taking these ones.
Available today. You heard it here first on the move. A better morning for only $3.99, and our listeners can save 20% today. No code needed. The discount is automatic. Go to thefeed.com. Also today brought to you by Zwift. Zwift recently, and I mean literally, rolled out its new cog and click product. It's somewhere here. Right here in front of us. Look at this bad boy. It is so simple yet brilliant. You can almost make any bike that you have in your garage, doesn't matter where you bought it, a top-end trainer. It just doesn't matter. Zwift-ready trainers are available from all the top manufacturers, Wahoo, Garmin, Elite, Jet Black, and Decathlon, setting a new benchmark for indoor training. All Zwift-ready trainers come with the new Zwift Cog and Click installed, making them ready to ride from the box. No extras needed. So simple and no need to remove your cassette. Zwift ready trainers start at just $2.99, meaning anyone can jump into world-class indoor training without breaking the bank. We should do that.
We should.
Well, catch up to this guy.
Start riding the trainer more. Yeah.
We had a fun thing this morning in the gym. We worked out in the gym, and my buddy Gordon was here and asked George how much. This actually shocked me. I asked George how much heavier he is now than when he raced. And you said, what did you say, 20, 25 pounds?
Yes.
Which I I would not have believed that. And then, so of
jumped
course,
on the scale.
I contested this. There was a scale in the gym, and he got on the scale, and he is right. This is shocking. When you see him on a bike, it looks like the same guy.
Yeah, I'm the smallest guy on this panel in terms of yokeness, but I'm trying to keep up with you guys.
You know what? Hang in there, kid.
Which is funny because they gave me, like, some reason people gave me the nickname Big G, which next to you guys I'm not. We got Sir Bradley Wiggins. And I don't know if you all know, we got a new nickname over here. Lance Shark Fin Armstrong. What is going on with this haircut over here? You got the big shark fin going on. I got do the profile view of that. Look at that. I mean, whoa. That's next level. Baby shark, 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 doo doo doo, baby shark, doo 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 doo, baby shark, doo 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 doo, baby shark. Thank you, Lizzie, for joining me on that one.
Let me first apologize to Johan Bruyneel. All right, the man sets aside time in his day.
Yeah, he hasn't even said anything. He's still mad at me for the other day, I think.
What could he possibly say? There's nothing to say. First, I'm going to talk about the hair thing, but I am sorry, Johan. I thought we were going to talk about tactics and strategy.
Oh, we are. Don't worry.
Mistakes, perhaps, but all right. Listen, I know we've had, and it's true. I don't read y'all's emails. I'm sorry. I know there's been a lot of comments about the coif. Listen, I don't know. At least I got hair. People say to me, "Oh, wow, you really got gray." And I look across the person that said it has no hair. I'm like, excuse me, you don't have hair. So everybody just back off. If you like it, thank you. If you don't, back off. You know what would help this discussion? Is if I put that Ekoi helmet on my head.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ekoi, Ekoi is a leading brand in Europe specializing in cycling equipment from head to toe. It is one of the few brands that truly develops its products in close collaboration with professional athletes across all disciplines: road cycling, triathlon, gravel, and mountain bike. Ekoi is the most represented brand in this year's Tour de France. 4 teams: Israel Premier Tech, Lotto Destiny, Arkea, B&B Hotels, and Cofidis. Their products are available exclusively online.
And they're going to sponsor my team next year.
And shameless plug yet again.
Let's go.
And coming up next week on The Move for week 2 of the Tour de France, George is starting a GoFundMe for his bike team.
So he can sign Quinn Simmons and Sepp Kuss.
Yeah,
yep. You should hear what he says as we watch the. Maybe I'll buy that pro license. Maybe I'll poach that rider. Ooh, I'm texting with him right now. That's what he says. He says shit like that. Can I get back to this?
Yes, go.
You can create a unique helmet in your colors thanks to the configurator. The entire Ekoi website is currently on sale until the end of July with discounts of up to 60%. It's hard to find better deals. Special offer with the code THEMOVE15 gets you $15 off any purchase of $150 or more. That's over at Ekoi, E-K-O-I, Ekoi.com. All right, now let's get serious here. Talk about the bike race. Johan, how are you?
What's up? Yeah, I'm good.
He's like,
you guys.
He's sitting there going, hey, when y'all are done goofing off, we had a very hard stage today. In fact, we did. Can I just say one thing before we talk about the tactics and the strategy? And I said this the other day, and I've said it anytime this kid has been in a bike race that I've been a part of on this show. I am such a huge fan of Ben Healy. This is one of the toughest bike riders, bar none, in this peloton. Kid always tries. He's always up there. He deserves the yellow jersey. Amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, the stage he did the other day, hardest stage of the race at that time. Now today, the next hardest stage, he's still there in the breakaway. Not only that, but he had 4 guys in the breakaway, which was really cool to see. And actually, you have to not go out with the intention of getting the yellow jersey. They were going for the stage win. But that's what makes the Tour de France so exciting, so dynamic. It's such a tactical game that evolves so much throughout a stage. And I thought today, Johan, correct me if I'm wrong, did UAE try to keep that under control? I don't think they could.
I have questions about what UAE was doing. I have questions what Visma was doing also. But in UAE's case, I personally thought that they were pacing too hard. I would have let that go. There was no reason to, even if Ben Healy takes the jersey with 5 or even 10 minutes, it would have made their day so much easier. They would have made sure that now they were pacing hard, in my opinion, just to give the jersey away, but not by too much. And I think they were risking a bit because, Pogačar was isolated in the final. Didn't really matter. And I think they know that it doesn't really matter with a finish like this. But still, if you give this break a lot more, if, for example, Ben Healy today takes the jersey with 10 minutes, let's say, would have been a dream scenario because they would have, then they have EF pulling for dear life. The day after the rest day, the stage to Hautacam, and maybe Ben Healy wouldn't lose 10 minutes on Hautacam, and they still have a team pulling whenever they want. I think you guys remember one year when we were with Postal in 2001 when we gave the break 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
3-0.
Yeah, and actually I was going to point out, Johan, you were always very calm with these gaps. I'd be the one like, are we sure, guys? Are we sure? Like, that's kind of a lot. And you're going to be like, calm down, George. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually today I went back and I looked up the final result of that Tour de France. And so we gave the break 32
Simon, right?
minutes. Francois Simon took the jersey.
Yep.
He finished 17 minutes down in GC, and the one that was in the breakaway, who was the closest in GC, finished fourth. It was Andrei Kivilev.
May he rest
Sadly
in peace.
passed away.
Yep, awful.
And he finished almost 8 minutes down. So obviously you can't compare, but I think it's safe to say that Ben Healy is not a threat for the top five,
right.
for Pogačar. So I would have let it go a lot further. But anyways, they know what they're doing.
You know what the other cool thing about that story, Johan, is Francois Simon is still sending me to this day Christmas cards.
Wow.
Because that, my friend, was a Christmas gift, came early.
Yeah. What'd you say, Johan? 10 days or 2 weeks in the yellow jersey, right? Maybe 10 days. I think.
Fruit baskets, everything.
But Johan, would it also not have been advantageous for UAE to let the gap go out because what was in that break? 2 riders from Visma. So I have to think they did it so they could use them after a Jonas attack. Wouldn't the move to just be let them go as far away as possible so they're no longer in the race? I don't even really understand why Visma's putting riders in the breakaway on this stage.
Well, yeah, Simon. Sorry, Johan. Go ahead, and then I'll give my.
Yeah, I think the first purpose was to try to win the stage. I think that's always a plus. If a guy like Simon Yates goes in the break on a stage like today, it's for the stage win. Kampenaerts, hell of a ride, by the way, by Kampenaerts for his profile of rider to be up there with all these climbers. And he came in handy at the end because he dropped back, did a little bit of work. But having those 2 guys in the break didn't really do much for Visma today, I think. They had the stage win. That's not. Visma is not here for stage wins. They're here to win the Tour. So in the overall strategy of trying to crack Pogačar and UAE, having those 2 guys in the break doesn't do much.
But Johan, let's talk about what it may do. Spencer pointed it out briefly before we started the show. Is the morale of the team. Now they have a stage win.
For sure.
They got some pressure off of them. They had Sepp Kuss, kind of the resurgence of Sepp Kuss. Jurgensen was amazing today. I don't know. I think they go into the rest day going, you know what? We're still in a good fighting position here. We got a stage win. Let's regroup and start the second half of the tour on good morale.
Bradley?
Yeah, I agree. Mentally, it's definitely a win for them. They also, it didn't bring any result, but they were able to isolate Pogačar. So that's a win. They will build on that for the next stages.
I know Bradley has the thoughts on this, and I'll come over the top.
Yeah, I think if they weren't already feeling confident before they execute today's ride, then I think there's an issue. Really, if they needed today to regather their confidence, then I think there's a problem. They're here to win the bike race, and the way they've been racing since the start in Lille, they've been riding to win this race, and that's what they've been telling us in the press. Don't forget, and they've been telling us how they're doing and what their goals are and how they're looking to isolate Pogačar and UAE. But I thought they are clearly now, individually as each rider, they are the strongest team in the race, but they're not utilising their strengths, I don't think, to the best of their ability. I didn't agree with their tactics today. I thought the way they rode today was a bit all over the place, and I don't think they're riding to the best of their strengths, really. But on paper, it seems that they've had a good day. They've won a stage now, which supposedly takes the pressure off them as a team. if they don't win this tour, finish on the podium, then it is a disappointing tour, no matter how many stages they win.
That's right.
Okay, I got my opinion on this. I agree. I also think they were all over the place today, but you get a guy like Simon Yates just won the Giro.
Yeah.
He's had a shitty first 10 days of the Tour de France. All of a sudden he wins the stage. So his season's done. Like he does not have to do one more result. But in my mind, he's going to be even more motivated to help Jonas out. And Jonas, by the way, had Sepp Kuss coming back today, Matteo Jorgensen. The team that he had today, I think now with Simon with the stage win, the Giro behind his back, I mean, think about the damage a motivated Simon Yates can do for you against UAE. I mean, to me, it's a win-win.
Well, go ahead, Lance.
Look, here's another thing they know. Because they wouldn't have seen it in the race, but they're going to watch it tonight on TV. They're going to see that little acceleration that Tadej Pogačar made in the last kilometer. In the saddle, explosive. His face looked like he was flipping through the channels, okay, on Netflix or whatever, all right, on Peacock. And there's only one guy that knows what it felt like to try to stay on that wheel, and it was Jonas, right? So that's the guy that matters, right? To your point, Bradley, either winning the tour or finishing on the podium, he is the guy to do that.
Yeah, the other thing is when they crossed the line, Jonas put his hand out to congratulate Tadej, like he was pleased that he'd actually stayed with him, which I thought was odd as well. If they've been building this up the last few days, like he got in the way of my bottle and all that sort of stuff. And
butthole.
Well, when Jorgensen was trying
excuse me, this is a kid's show. Don't. I mean. You can't say butthole.
Bottle.
Oh, bottle.
Bottle. Bidon.
Oh.
Yeah, when he got in front way of his bottle, trying to take his bottle during the feed. And,
I thought you said something else.
And there's been this back and forth of this sort of child, throwing toys out the pram. And then today they kind of have this sort of big day where they're doing these half-hearted attacks and putting 10 meters into him. And then, was Jonas supposed to be on the wheel when they did that? And then he wasn't, so Sepp sat back up again. It was all a bit
disorganized.
But Spencer keeps saying they're trying to increase the kilojoules Tadej is spending,
guys,
on day-to-day basis. Is that their only hope, or what?
But if that's the case, why is Matteo Jorgensen he's the tallest guy in that group? He's on the front. You know who's on his wheel? Tadej Pogačar. What is going on with that, Johan?
Yeah. No, I mean, the only guy that can actually put some pressure on Pogačar is Matteo. I mean, whatever Sepp Kuss does, whatever Simon Yates does, to try to harden the race, it's not going to affect Pogačar because Pogačar's going to be on the wheel, even if he's by himself. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the only thing that can happen when Tadej is by himself is if he has bad luck, if he has a flat and he has no teammate, or if he's by himself in the mountains and he has to go himself back for bottles. That's the only thing that's going to affect Tadej strategically. If it's pound for pound the strength, it doesn't matter.
But if they have to profit from Tadej's misfortune, if he does have a flat, then I think that says everything.
Do you know how we know Tadej wasn't taking today seriously or wasn't worried?
You pointed this out. This is fascinating, folks. Listen up.
He was on his heavy aero bike, not even on his climbing bike.
2 pounds heavier.
And it just got rated. Don't blame me, not Colin Hago, but an independent study just rated it like one of the worst bikes in the peloton.
Okay, so he's out for a training ride. But here's
to put that link on our site.
So here's my impression of Tadej Pogačar is, and I know we get you see what you see on TV. Kids comes across amazing, gives great interviews, smiles all the time, laughs, high fives, hugs these other guys, handshakes, all this nice stuff. That kid is a stone cold killer.
Yeah.
And this is and he is keeping receipts. Yeah, he is gonna get isolated. I think we can all agree. Homeboy is keeping receipts in this first 8, 9, 10, 11 days into the mountains, and they are gonna come due. I mean, they got a little nibble today for a kilometer.
I like this Tadej.
I'm totally with that.
This Tadej is different to the animal we've seen in any other year. His demeanor off the bike, his we call it arrogance, but his confidence and the way he's holding himself.
Also, Bradley, I think what we see this year compared to the other years, even last year, Pogačar made more mistakes. He makes no mistakes. He's trying once, and then whenever he's riding conservatively, he's not spending any energy. I mean, if you would look at his power files, It's crazy how much less energy he spends than the rest. It's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. Johan, you are over in Madrid, so you're not seeing this, but we are going to take a quick commercial break for Peacock. We'll be back in 2:32. All right, everybody, welcome back. Again, Simon Yates wins the stage, and I just wanted to mention his third career stage win in the Tour de France. Spencer, you pointed out he hasn't won a stage in the Tour since 2019. Right?
Yeah, I believe he was Johan, correct me if I'm wrong, was he off the front when the stage got canceled? Was that him?
He was with Bernal. Yeah.
Oh, the mudslide?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, one of the older, we talk a lot about how young these guys are. This old boy, Simon Yates, is 32 years old, right? Primoz Roglic, 35 years old, sneaks his way into the top 10 today, quietly making his way up. Another emerging great story, and we've talked about him a bit, is this Scottish kid, Oscar Onley. He looks, he's not just up there in the GC and in the results. You're seeing it. He's factoring into this race. I think this is developing as a really cool story for this tour.
I saw a great picture of Oscar from 2013, stood at the roadside in Brittany on holiday with his family in a Sky jersey, watching the race come past. And here he is now, 12 years on, 13 years on, in the top 10, halfway through the Tour de France.
Yeah, and shocking the world. I mean, we had to look, we're like, whoa.
We also, I think we should point out 4 out of the 5 Americans in the race played a huge part.
Quinn Simmons.
In the impact of the outcome of the race. I mean, Quinn Simmons was there. Nielsen Powell was doing the brunt of the work in the breakaway for Ben Healy. And then, of course, 2 Americans leading up the final climb, or the second to last climb, Sepp Kuss, Matteo Jorgensen. When was the last time we saw 2 Americans leading a group of 10 guys up one of the hardest climbs of the race thus far?
Yeah, Sepp. Well, we've been curious on not so much how Sepp Kuss will ride this tour, but when he'll show up, and he looked great today. Yeah,
like we said, we were speculating whether or not they just kind of gave him the first 10 days off. Okay, you just stay out of trouble. And we just need you from day 10 on. And I feel like that was the plan, because today we finally saw him back at the front. I loved seeing it, and I think he's just going to get better and better. We're going to see more and more of him moving forward.
Question for you, George.
Yep.
So I think it was 2023 stage 6 or 7. Sepp Kuss does this weird thing that he does today where he goes off the front. And you're like, what is he doing out there? And Vingegaard attacked up to him, dropped Pogačar. Do you think was that what he was doing today when he kind of?
I think they're just testing the waters to see, okay, let's just play around here. These aren't like the most iconic races or mountains by any means in the Tour de France that are coming up. But I feel like they're starting to test the waters a bit and see if they can start isolating him or doing some damage to his teammates. And yeah, I think that they're setting it up for some big attacks in the big mountains.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
But you know what? The only person we've seen do a big attack is Tadej. And I tell you what, you don't want to push that man to do that.
Okay, but I'm thinking that's actually not a terrible thing. Johan, let me see what you think about this. The fact that we haven't seen Jonas attack, is he maybe just trying to play possum, waiting for the big mountains to do that big attack like he did the year that he won his first Tour de France?
There's for the moment, first of all, there has not been any opportunity for Jonas to attack. Anytime there was a possibility, it was Tadej setting the rhythm, and every time Jonas has been hanging on for dear life. Today also there was at some point, it's an acceleration. That I said the difference with Pogačar this year is that he tests a bit, and when he sees he doesn't get a gap, he does not insist. It's not up to him. It's up to Vingegaard to attack, which is, in my opinion, the strategy that Pogačar and UAE should adapt. Just let Vingegaard attack. He needs to get time back, right? So let him attack. Follow him. Anyway, if Vingegaard attacks, there's nobody else going to be there. There's not going to be Simon Yates. There's not going to be Sepp Kuss. There's not going to be any Jorgensen if Jonas attacks. It's going to be the 2 of them. And then you just counter. It's simple. Personally, I think Visma, what I'm seeing from a distance, right, is that today, for example, I think I agree with Bradley. They were all over the place with their tactics. They were trying every single thing. And I feel like there's too many people making decisions. I know they have external advisors and YouTubers who analyze everything and on the phone with them, and it makes no sense, man. And listen, tactics are not that complicated, And at the end of the day, it's the people in the race who need to make the decisions, and actually the riders sometimes on the bike, because they are the ones who feel the situation the best.
But on the other hand, Johan, they are trying with Jurgensen to say, okay, let's see if Pogačar is going to chase down Jurgensen every time he does. He has thus far. But let's just move forward a couple of days, fast forward till we get to the big mountains. Maybe they give Jurgensen a little bit of a gap, and then maybe we see Jonas finally put in a big attack.
Well,
that combo, if they get a little gap on Pogačar, although I agree, unlikely, that would be super exciting and potentially very damaging to Pogačar.
Yeah, but you're forgetting about this uphill time trial. I mean, this kid, I'm talking about Pogačar, he is coming with the heat of 1,000 suns in this uphill time trial. So whatever, that's not a bad idea, but you're going to have to factor in all of these names that you just mentioned. I don't know, minutes. He's going to put minutes on some of these people.
I think even before the uphill time trial ends. I mean, the next,
that's right.
The next one is
he knows that's coming. He's coming.
Yeah. In Rotterdam, I think we're going to see the situation. And to your point, George, of Pogačar chasing down Jurgensen, I have not seen him chase him down. He's always straight on the wheel. He's like today.
Well, he reacts though.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, but if Pogačar reacts, Jonas has to react too.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of acceleration. So for the
So
moment,
then why
I don't
didn't he
think they've done
react
any damage.
Why didn't he react when Remco went?
Because he doesn't worry about it.
He's not worried about
care.
that.
Did you see Remco when Tadej attacked? He didn't even stand up.
No.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat.
And just something to note, I can hear people in the comments saying, "Oh, Tadej couldn't drop Jonas, so Tadej's going to lose his tour." You know why Tadej sat up? Because he didn't want to get the yellow jersey. Like, that's how in
He
control
didn't
he
want
is.
to keep the yellow jersey. Or he didn't.
He wanted to get rid of it for the rest day. Yeah,
right.
He wanted to give it to Ben Healy. Like, that's a level of control that's impressive.
But that also contradicts then why is he attacking full gas with 2K to go?
Just
make his boys
because they have.
It's like, get back in your box.
Got it.
That's just a little reminder.
Yeah.
By the way, too, Spencer.
I'll watch your whole family eat dinner.
The professor is not the only person in the world that knows he was riding a slow/heavy bike today. They all know that. That's just a little something like, hey,
Yeah. Hardest.
This is what you got coming.
Know your place.
Yeah. Sit down, boy.
Just for the record, it's not that heavy. It's a bit heavier.
Listen,
I think it's
Is that a Colinago behind you, Johan?
Johan, this is a lot of this is Hollywood, so we just kind of build it up like that.
it is heavier than his.
Y'all are right. You're right. The hair is bad. I should
Do the profile. Like, give us a profile.
because there's
of that.
this stuff sticking up. I don't know. I got out of bed. I went to the gym, and here I am. Y'all chill, man.
But Johan, if I was like you and Lance, let's say you guys are going for the tour and I'm your bike sponsor and I show up with a bike that's a pound heavy, you guys would not be happy, I assume.
But it's.
If I had a choice, I wouldn't ride it.
What'd you say, Johan?
But they have the two options. So actually, it speaks. I think it speaks volumes that Pogačar today is riding that bike because he didn't consider it as a real mountain stage.
Yeah.
Because of the average speed.
I'll take this opportunity to remind people it's 15,000 feet of vertical climbing. Right, it's not a true mountain day. It's in the Massif Central. These are all category 2 climbs. Still, 15,000 feet, and we all know this, like that is, you're just considering how much that bike, every time you stand up, or every time you pedal, that bike moves forward, then it moves back, moves forward, moves back. That all adds up. He's that guy. I mean, look, he's that strong. He's that confident. And I insist, all those other riders saw that.
But if we just come back to where we began, so it's not a real mountain stage. He doesn't consider it important. Why is Visma then putting riders in the breakaway for Jonas to attack up to if it's not an important stage?
I think we answered that.
I think,
I don't think they know.
Yeah. Well, that and a guy like Simon Yates, I mean, he's such a good climber. It probably wasn't like such a difficult feat for him to make the breakaway. And then why not sit there and get a free ride to the finish and get a stage
But it's
win?
not a free ride because Vejra Kampenarts was setting the
Yeah,
pace.
he was.
That cost.
Well, I think Kampenarts started setting the pace when they realized they have a real shot of winning the stage. That's when he started setting the tempo.
Yeah, but also George, I want to, and Simon said it also in his interview. You could read in between the lines. Simon Yates is good right now, but he's not at his best. This is not this is a good Simon Yates. It's not a great Simon Yates.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
You could see it with the difference with Aronsman. You know, he didn't ride away from it.
Whatever. As a class rider, I mean, we thought for a hot second he was going to make it back to him, and then we were going to have the stage contested between those two, and he just couldn't. Simon Yates knows what he's doing. He has the experience. He knew right where he was. He knew the finish, and then eventually rode away. We'll keep breaking this down, but before we do, today's show also brought to you by Ketone IQ. They are also our presenting sponsor this year. They've upped the game, right? Different flavors, different formulations, adding some options with caffeine. If anybody listened to the show yesterday, we had Michael Brandt on, the CEO, which I was fascinated by, talking about some of the science behind ketones, a lot of the initiatives they are doing with Team Visma, Lease bike. And I was also, I was really glad he came on because I kept calling this KU Leuven a soccer team. I don't know, because I don't know anything about soccer. I don't really care about soccer. So I just assumed it was a soccer team. Turns out, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Catholic university, not a soccer team, but apparently one of the best universities in Europe for sports science. The data doesn't lie, right? 19% peak power improvement, 13%. Peak power 13, sprint power 19%, cutting fatigue by 10. Take your shot, get 30% off your subscription, plus a free gift with your second shipment at ketone.com/THEMOVE.
For all you Catholics out there.
For all of you, I mean, what?
Take yours today.
You actually looked it up. You looked up KU, and you said it in Flemish, but in Flemish, the Catholic word in Flemish is close enough to English. And I was like, that doesn't sound like a soccer team. What was I thinking? I just...
it's two letters.
It does me no favors to say that I don't really care about the biggest sport in the world. It just doesn't. But I don't. But here's the deal. You guys actually know the deal. I have put my body through a lot over the years. Decades of racing, training, crashing. Yep, there's no shortage of wear and tear. So when I find something that actually helps me feel better day to day, I pay attention. I have been using Bubs Naturals collagen peptides for a few months now. Just scoop it into my morning coffee, which, by the way, I miss you, George. My morning coffees. I've been making the coffee's been ready every morning. I get it all by myself. I miss you.
The fact that you don't respond to my messages in the morning don't indicate any sort of missing.
Takes a little while for this engine to get warmed up, but I do scoop my Bubs Naturals collagen in there. My knees aren't barking at me like they used to, and I swear, and you're going to love this, even my hair is growing faster. Exhibit A. Yeah. All right. This is no joke. Bubs makes seriously clean, high quality collagen sourced from grass-fed cows, NSF certified for sport, and it dissolves super easy, no taste, no grit. The product has been built to honor Glenn Bub Doherty. I love this part. A Navy SEAL, an American hero, true American hero who laid down his life in Benghazi to save others. I also love their tagline, die young. Listen to me, Bradley. Die young as late as possible. You've been doing a hell of a job when it comes to this last 12 months. Die young.
Yeah, that's it.
As late as possible. True. Head on over to bubsnaturals.com. Use the code THEMOVE for 20% off your first order, or sign up for a subscription and get a welcome kit worth over $100. That's Bubs Naturals, BUBS, bubsnaturals.com. All right, where were we?
You know what we should? Secret win of the day, Jonathan Milan.
Interesting.
Because Pogačar got
Where are we going?
No intermediate sprint points, no points at the finish, or not significant ones.
Who did get the points there?
So it was, the sprint point was on Anders Holland Johansson, brother of Tobias, I assume, and then the finish, it was obviously Simon Yates. But if Pogačar would have won that stage, Milan's like in the hot seat on the green jersey.
Well, he's got 227 points. Pogačar sitting at 163.
And could pencil him in for... we don't know how the mountains are going to play out, but it could get dicey because we don't have a lot of sprint stages left, and we have a lot of mountain stages left. And
with some intermediate sprints.
But
he's going to be poaching those, right?
The other little special mention, Lenny Martinez.
Yeah, back from the dead. Yeah, truly. Hats off to him. Yeah, and this guy was day one. Remember, he was
polka dot jersey. His grandfather had the polka dot jersey. Won it in '78, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
Won on Bastille Day in 1982.
Yeah.
Or 1980
So it was a good day for Lenny. Yeah. Especially how he was on that stage one. We saw him out the back.
He finished with the broom wagon.
Yeah.
So Johan, they're in the center of France right now, basically. And let's talk about like the evacuation plan, because they got to get ready for the rest day. They're probably all heading south towards Toulouse. Talk about how complicated that was for you guys to get that all organized.
Well, I mean, it's for the riders, it's the easiest because it's, whether they, I'm going to guess now they go by bus, right? But at some point there's planes or trains involved. For the riders, it's easy. For the staff, it's unbelievable. I mean, the staff people have to drive the big vehicles, be there before the riders. And sometimes it's even, you finish on top of a mountain, you take an hour and a half to get down. So it's a rest day tomorrow. Now, I'm assuming they're doing a transfer. I don't know if they're doing the transfer today or tomorrow, but usually rest days are not complete rest days, right? There's travel involved. But anyways, I think it's always great to have a rest day and the day after to have a relatively easy day, which is the case now. That this is always really good for the riders.
The riders.
And that's not the choice of the organization. That's the choice of the organization whether or not they transfer tonight or tomorrow morning, correct?
No, it's the organization.
Yeah, they set the rooms.
Yeah, they set the rooms. Yeah.
Transfer doesn't look that bad. I mean, there's been other transfers. There was the transfer after Chateau Rouge, transfer after Laval. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's probably 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. Some cases, particularly if you're the race leader. I don't know if they do it with a rest day the day after, but if there was a time trial, I mean, the year I finished in La Chartres, they helicoptered me and a few of the other, Thibaut Pinot and all the sort of classification leaders after the podium and media and press conferences up to the field next to our hotel. But we had a time trial the next day. So that was, I don't know if they're obviously Tadej and the likes, they won't be doing that now unless, I don't know if you're allowed to put your own helicopter on anymore, are you?
No. I think somebody tried that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Well, like wouldn't Vanderpool just be flying around private to the stage? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was Jizzy's. Jizzy time.
They don't let you do that though, right? Didn't you?
No anymore.
Yeah.
Even they won't even let you. I think there was some guy a couple of years. There was 1 or 2 guys that were scared of flying, right? Johan, and they wouldn't let him drive.
Or Zimmerman back in the Zimmerman in the late '80s. They kicked him out of the Tour de France for not taking the airplane.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Which that's like if the guy all of a sudden like that day says I don't like flying, but if the guy just doesn't fly, come on, man.
Yeah.
Dennis Bergkamp as well. He was a soccer player. He wouldn't go to the World Cup in Japan because he wouldn't fly. He would never fly anywhere. He played for Arsenal in the Netherlands.
Take a boat.
Yeah, get him on this.
It'd be a long boat ride.
Well, I mean, if it's the World Cup, it's a great sport of soccer.
We got questions today, or
we just have. We're gonna do a preview of tomorrow's stage. Boom.
there was no stage tomorrow? You mean Wednesday?
Yeah, we are. Watch.
Oh, okay. What do you got?
All right.
There you go. Let's preview tomorrow's stage.
Marginal gains. Get your own pillowcase.
Yeah.
Is that really now? I mean, I don't know where y'all found that bed. Is that really what the bed looks like?
Yeah. Ride your dreams.
They have logoed up sheets. If you're just listening, I asked the team back there, I said, just give me a picture of a bed. Well, this is a jank ass bed, twin bed.
The French.
And Visma Lisa bike has yellow sheets logoed up. I can't believe that.
But there's some riders that would never sleep next to a plug socket because it drains your energy.
Really?
There was some. Or Frank Vanderbroek, he used to put wedges under the end of his bed, so he was sleeping with his legs sort of up in the air.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Every rider has different sort of superstitions. And
my favorite story of people putting things under the legs of their bed was Vyacheslav Ekimov, our old teammate, one of the greatest teammates of all time. When he was growing up in communist Russia, which sort of still feels communist, but anyhow, he would be so worried that all the guys, that somebody would take their shoes or their slides through the night, so they would put them under the legs of the bed. And then go to sleep. And then, so if somebody went to steal them, did you know this story, George?
I did not know that.
This is a true story. He was so worried about it, so you would feel the bed getting lifted up if somebody's trying to steal your shoes.
What, slides?
Yeah, or shoes, whatever you don't want stolen, you just jam them under the leg.
The last
of the
thing
bed.
you want halfway through a Tour de France is someone to nick your flip flops.
Might not recover from that.
I don't think anybody's going to steal them bright yellow ones.
Let's do real quick. Ventum, our friends over at Ventum.
Hospital shoes.
The Ventum trivia question of the day. The first mountain stage of this year's tour is Bastille Day. Who was the last Frenchman to win a stage on the Tour de France on Bastille Day? Which, FYI, is France's 4th of July, right? Basically. Who's the last Frenchman to win a stage on Bastille Day in the Tour?
Well, I'm glad I didn't say it in the show.
No, don't say it. It's for the listener. We're going to take some questions. I did have one other little fun thing I want to talk about because I was watching TV last night, and they had this is a question for you, Sir Bradley. They had this special on about Live Aid and the origins of Live Aid and how Bob Geldof created Live Aid and recruited all of these British pop stars. Have you ever met Bob Geldof?
No, I haven't.
Because let me tell you something, and let me tell all y'all something. This guy, this is one of the coolest mofos ever. It was unbelievable. I was watching this thing like, that is my dog. I loved it. He was so, he had this scene, Homeboy puts together, Bono, Sting, Boy George, all these bands, boom, makes this Christmas song.
Yeah, do they know it's Christmas time?
Yeah, do they know it's Christmas? Huge famine, an issue down in Ethiopia. They thought, he says on the film, he thought they might raise 70,000 pounds. They raised, like in a week, they raised 8 million pounds. So he flies to Ethiopia. This is where my story's going. He gets down there. Bob Geldof, this guy's like, what am I doing here? He sees all of this famine and death and sad stuff. He's like, wow, this is really important. And who is there, unbeknownst to him, is Mother Teresa. So he meets Mother Teresa, and his interview of what it was like meeting her, he says this, and I quote, he says, I mean, the old bird knew exactly what she was doing. It was like this guy, I don't know why I'm bringing this up other than I was so impressed by him. Obviously the effort was amazing. Then that went on to be the concerts and really fueled what we did here in the United States. But you never hung with this guy?
Yeah.
I thought all you like British and Irish legends.
Mother Teresa died the same day as Princess Diana. Did you know that?
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh.
Wow. But anyways, I think
a little bit of stat there, a bit of fact.
All you famous, important people from the GB should hang out together. This guy, I would hang out with this cat anytime, anywhere.
All right, let's get him on the show.
I'm not. I mean,
Maybe he can raise some money for George's team.
So, because that's actually an excellent point. The famine or
put a concert on in Greenville.
No. That's right. No, whatever was going on. Boy George, by the way, still alive. I looked it up. George Michael was also on, no longer with us. There's enough people. You're right. This is another great idea for George. So Geldof, if you're listening, George is trying to raise money for his damn bike team. You're right.
Yep. Please.
Bike aid.
info@wedo.team.
George aid.
Let me clarify that. I'm actually not trying to raise money.
Well, you're trying to raise.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well, you are if you want
I'll
to buy
take
Sepp Kuss.
listen.
And you send
Yeah,
the
to
checks
buy
to
somebody like Sepp Kuss, I need to raise money. Yes.
So let's put a concert on.
Always be raising, bro.
Yeah.
Always be raising.
Yes.
All right, Spencer, what are our questions?
I realized we didn't actually officially answer Kevin's questions the other day. So just his 6.7 watts per kilo.
This is the guy we said has no chance and
Yeah.
he should pick up a different sport. He's back.
Well, like on a 40-minute climb, he would last 2 minutes, like because they were going about 6.7 watts per kilo.
That's right.
Only.
Here's a question. I'm glad Johan's here for this. So UAE, what are they missing? They're missing some riders. They're down. Pavel Sivakov getting dropped early. Why is Brandon McNulty not at this race?
Exactly.
Any?
That's a Johan question.
That's a good question.
Johan, you have your ear to the ground.
I mean, I would.
It makes no sense.
I mean, I don't know. They probably have their reasons, but I would always take Brandon McNulty. He's a great teammate. He's shown in the past when he was at the Tour de France. I mean, remember that stage to Peragude, where it was Jonas and Tadej and Brandon McNulty. But it's not easy to pick a team, you know. I mean, I think here the difference is they've chosen deliberately a guy like Narvaez, which may be at the expense of a guy like McNulty, because Narvaez is super explosive, and he can do this 500, 800 meter lead out for a Tadej attack whenever he's still there. But yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I don't know. I like Brandon McNulty as a rider, as you know, definitely as a 3-week rider and as a teammate. I would have taken him.
Yeah, but we're not in the team. We're not running the team. We're not inside of the team. You never know. Like, we can sit here and, by the way, too, Brandon McNulty would have been a great teammate for Tadej Pogačar when they're wearing the same jersey. He was also a great teammate for him when they weren't wearing the same jersey in the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
let's not forget. And I'm not.
How was that? He was
in Tokyo.
Yeah, but he got away with Carapaz at the end.
But he was doing. Johan, am I making this up?
He was away with Carapaz, and he was pulling. He was pulling when he shouldn't have pulled. But I think afterwards, when he got caught,
he was right.
I think he probably did also some work for.
And I'm not. I'm not being critical. I mean, that's the complicated nature of events like the Olympics and the World Championship. Yes, you're wearing your national team jersey, but
also don't forget Del Toro. The way he's been racing in Austria. If he'd have ridden this tour, he'd have been a valuable teammate too. And they got Ayuso as well. I mean, they've got for next year's race.
Yeah,
if they can come together as a team unit, which is still debatable.
And I guess they didn't anticipate losing Almeida. That's left.
No, of course not.
Another question. This is funny that this got sent in from David. So Tadej Pogacar's aero bike is apparently 700 grams heavier. That's 1.5 pounds. And his question is, for a rider at that level, is that weight savings or gain significant?
Well, I mean, like you mentioned today, he might have thought it wasn't a real mountain stage, and he was focusing more on aerodynamics. Who knows if that kind of...
That's a heavy bike, 1.5 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
It's not that. I mean, it's not 700 grams. It's 300 grams, apparently.
300 grams heavier, not 300 grams total.
Because they lightened the wheels. The NV wheels, they have now a special hub, which is 200-300 grams lighter per pair. So it's not that much heavier. I don't know. And it's also, maybe it just the way it feels, how it rides, you know, why he chooses it. I don't know. I mean,
the way the checks come in the mail just feels amazing. And here's an interesting question. I don't know the answer to this. Does Tadej Pogacar, is his 19 stage wins more than the combined stage wins at the Tour of this desk?
Better.
No.
No.
Because you have two.
George's got one.
I
mean, if you count team time trials, how many have you got? You won
2. How many, Johan, did we win? Team time trials?
I don't remember. 2 or 3.
Yeah.
What did you win? 22 stages?
I don't know. 28, no?
28. Yeah, so no.
So you guys are close to Cavendish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, I also have 2 guys.
That way we might.
You know what? That's right.
Yeah.
Spencer, how many do you have?
I have, far.
On outcomes, how many have you got?
I have 0 so far, but don't count me out.
Who was y'all's pick on outcomes yesterday?
Good question. I had Ben Healy. Johan had Lenny Martinez.
You had Ben Healy,
but Ben Healy, kind of a bad pick if I think about it, because I should have known he was going to be so close to yellow that he would pull too much. I would not have guessed Simon Yates was going to be in that breakaway, though.
Yeah.
Still makes no sense to me.
All right. Well, tomorrow's a rest day. You will not see us, hear from us. You get a break from us. We get a break from each other, maybe, sort of. But we'll be back on Wednesday. So looking forward to that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you Wednesday.